Well, I hope you liked the previous video on few of the nutrients, and in this video today we are gonna learn more about a bunch of other nutrients which are gonna be helpful for you and your health. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. If you have missed out the previous video where we have discussed few of the nutrients, go check out the link on the top, or I have pasted the link in the description box as well. So I do recommend to complete that and then move forward with this one. If you are wondering what this channel is about and what it contains, also check out the video on channel introduction, so you'll be aware of what content this channel is gonna have, and if that's something that's going to be useful for you. So you can subscribe to the channel and to stay updated on all the exciting content that's coming your way on health and fitness. So today in this video we're going to learn about few other nutrients, so let's get into it. Sugars, the one which we all crave for and love to eat all the time. So these are a type of carbs. So when it enters your body, it breaks down into source of energy called glucose. So if you think the term sugar consists of all the substances that provide sweetness to your food under that one term, not exactly. So the sugars are also kind of divided into two types. So there are natural occurring sugars and there are added sugars. So it's more than essential and crucial for your health to know about these types than ever before, to avoid these and be aware of these types of sugars included in your food. Natural sugars. So as the name suggests, these are naturally occurring sugars in foods like fruit, milk, etc. So these should be a part of your healthy diet plan. Added sugars. So as the name suggests, these are kind of sugars added into your food products, and these should be avoided whenever possible. For example, foods like desserts, cakes, candy, ice cream, fruit juices, energy drinks, some breakfast cereals, and some yogurts and some snacks are kind of filled with these added sugars. Try limiting these foods as much as possible. So the next we have sugar substitutes. So these are also the worst kind of sugars that you need to avoid whenever possible. So these are the type of sugars that have very less calories or sometimes no calories at all. These products go by labels or names such as low sugar, sugar-free, diet, keto, and low carb. So these sugar substitutes often fall into three categories: artificial sweeteners, sugar alcohols, and novel sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners. So as the name suggests, these are artificial. They are kind of created using chemicals in a lab. So these can be 200 to 700 times sweeter than sugar. So they don't have any calories and they don't have any nutritional value like vitamins or minerals or antioxidants. These are kind of included in many of the foods that are available in market now than we imagine. So to be aware if these artificial sweeteners are added into your food, so you can check for ingredients on the labels if it contains any wording like aspartame or advantame, etc. These are mostly added as artificial sweeteners in many of the foods. Sugar alcohols. These are also created synthetically in a lab. These are specially added in many of the foods like candies, chewing gums, etc. So look for these sugar alcohols added in ingredients of nutrition facts like lactitol, isomalt, etc. These refers to the sugar alcohols. Novel sweeteners. So unlike the above two, these are kind of derived from natural sources. So these are also called as plant-based non-caloric sweeteners. These are kind of less processed and more similar to natural sources. Few examples are monk fruit, stevia, etc. So here are some of the smart and sweet ways to stay healthy. Consider and eat whole foods with more natural sugars in it. Skip all the soda, energy drinks, all the coffee drinks which are loaded with added sugars. Use fruit as a sweetener in your shakes, like try adding a banana. Start reading and considering the nutrition labels. Vitamins. When we hear the word vitamins, we know that it's something that our body needs, starting from cell growth, nail growth, hair growth, eyesight, everything. Most of the nutrients required for our body should come from external sources like food, because our body mostly don't make them or produces them very little. Well, there are two main categories in vitamins as well. There are fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. So these are stored in your fat cells of your body and used by your body whenever it needs them. So the advantage of these vitamins are primarily they are getting stored in the body. So these are primarily found in bunch of variety of foods like dairy products, fish, meat, etc. Water soluble vitamins. These are vitamins such as vitamin B and vitamin C. So when you intake food with these vitamins, these are immediately absorbed by your body and they travel throughout your body and are not getting stored, and they leave your body through urine. So it is essential that you get enough amounts of these vitamins, as they are not getting stored in your body. So these vitamins are found in foods like nuts, fruits, vegetables, etc. Minerals. So if you wonder what are the differences between vitamins and minerals, vitamins are organic substances which are produced by plants and then consumed by animals and us. Whereas minerals are inorganic substances, as they are found in soil and water. They are absorbed by plants and then they reach us through plant sources or animal sources. Our body can't produce minerals on its own, so we should depend on a nutritious diet. So minerals are needed for a bunch of variety of things in our body. So they are needed for healthy bones, healthy teeth, and then nerve function, and converting the food into energy, and also balancing of certain fluids in our body. So most of us are kind of deficit of many vitamins and minerals because of our diet or poor food choices. So when it comes to minerals, there are two kinds of minerals. We have the macro minerals and we have the trace minerals. Macro minerals. Macro minerals meaning our body requires in large quantities of these minerals. Few of the minerals includes calcium, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sodium, etc. So we need these for proper growth of our bone or other functions throughout the body in large quantities. Trace minerals. So we only need these minerals in trace amounts or small amounts for our body. Few of the minerals in these category are iron, manganese, copper, zinc, iodine, etc. So we should try to get most of our vitamins and minerals through wide variety of foods, including in our nutrition. Foods like meat, dairy products, milk, fruits, vegetables. Sodium. Sodium is the most misunderstood nutrient of all. Sometimes we take much of it, sometimes we take less of it without even knowing what it does to your body, and does your body needs it, and how much does it need. It is also an important nutrient your body needs to stay alive, as it is used for bunch of processes like your blood pressure regulation, your nerve functioning, your normal cell function, and also maintaining your fluid balances. So your body regulates sodium most strictly. In case in your body, if the sodium levels are high, it sends an alert to kidneys to process the extra sodium and excrete from the body, and if the sodium levels are too low, it also sends a signal to your kidneys to absorb more sodium. What is sodium and what is salt? We know that these are both closely related, but they are not the same. Sometimes we refer to them as one and use as one, but they are not the same. So the difference is sodium is naturally found in many of the foods like milk, eggs, meat, few vegetables, etc. Whereas the salt or table salt or NaCl or sodium chloride is made up of 40% sodium and 60% chloride. Getting too much sodium from naturally occurring foods is not problematic, but adding too much of table salt and using excessive salt can be problematic, as it spikes your sodium intake in the body. Some of the foods with high added salt and minimal natural occurring sodium are pizza, chips, ready to eat meals, salad dressings, pastries, cheese, etc. So we should try to limit these foods as they increases sodium levels in your body. So what are the effects of having too much salt in your diet for a long period of time? It can be related to causing high blood pressure, causing few of the heart diseases. It's also related to kidney diseases, as there is much pressure on kidneys now to process the excess sodium to excrete out of your body. It also causes few of the autoimmune diseases. So if you wonder what is the safe limit, how much should I take and where should I limit the sodium, you should consider staying below the recommended level of 2300 milligrams a day. This can be easily maintained if you are taking sodium from naturally occurring foods, like eggs contain sodium, few of the vegetables, fruits contain sodium. But if you are adding salt into your diet, this can be easily crossed, as 1 tablespoon of table salt contains around 2300 milligrams a day. If it accounts for a tablespoon of salt in your daily intake, there are chances you are exceeding this limit, and over a period of time your body is going to have higher levels of sodium without you even knowing it. How to control sodium? Try using other salt alternatives like adding garlic, lemon, onion for flavor. Cut back on fast foods and focus on cooking most of your meals from home. Eat more fruits and vegetables and learn to read the nutrition labels and avoid all the processing and packed foods as much as possible. So all the nutrients we have discussed so far summarizes to one thing, like try to get wide variety of foods into your diet, like as much as whole foods like fruits, vegetables, all the grains, all the beans and plant foods, etc. And try to limit foods with high saturated fats, high added sugars and highly processed and packed foods as much as possible. I'm not saying to completely avoid these foods, but you can occasionally enjoy these once in a while, but try to limit these as much as possible if you can. I hope this video has been helpful to you and you have learned something new. Try to incorporate these changes into your life by making good food choices to stay healthy. If you are looking for information on workouts in gym and home workouts, try checking out my Instagram page, where I have posted a bunch of content already on what workouts you can do in gym and home workouts, which can be helpful to you as well. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as there is much more exciting content coming your way on health and fitness. Stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video.